Hey, it's Darcy Clark here with you today. So thanks for joining me for another chair yoga session. So grab your seat, ideally something without armrests. And if you come towards the front of your seat, the edge of your chair, you'll feel and find your spine lifting up a little taller with the support of your own body rather than leaning back into the seat. So let's start there. Resting your feet into the floor where they're about hip distance apart, heels under the knees, feeling supported through the feet even though we're sitting in the chair. And let's just start with the hands relaxed and resting comfortably, maybe on our thighs. Notice how your shoulders feel today. Let them settle a little further down your back. And then maybe just take a moment. You can close your eyes if you like, and get a sense of your spine's length as you sit here. And try to imagine the crown of your head lifting taller towards the ceiling above you. As your sitting bones, can you get a sense of them resting into the support of the chair? Feel the softness of your thighs, letting them relax. And feeling how your feet rest into the ground, sensing the ground through your feet. And as you sit here, become more conscious of your breath. Feel the inhale flowing in through your nose. Follow the exhale as the breath leaves through your nose. And start to notice the areas of your body that move easily and freely as you breathe. You might become aware of the rise and fall of your chest as your lungs fill and empty. Can you sense the breath's movements further down into the sides of your ribs? Out into the lower lungs. And feel the softness of your belly. Notice if you're holding on to any tension there around the navel. The more you can relax your belly, the more you'll be able to feel the breath moving a little deeper, a little freer into that space. So feel a gentle sense of expansion in the ribs and in the belly with each inhale. And feel how as you exhale, letting go of the breath, the belly softens back in, the ribs narrow slightly. Just pay attention to the movements of your breath here for a couple more cycles. Trying to simply allow the breath to flow freely while you pay attention to its movements. And then little by little, let your awareness drift out again. Sense the room and hear the sounds around you. Once you feel ready, let's open the eyes. And we'll just start by moving a little through the shoulders. We're gonna shrug the shoulders up with the inhale. Now we can sigh and release them with the exhale. So breathing in, shrug. Letting that go. Inhale, shrug the shoulders up high. Release. One last time, breathing in, letting it go. And then let's start to circle the shoulders. So as you rest your hands on your thighs, let's try to move the shoulders forward first. Then roll them up closer to the ears. Go back, down the back, forward again, and up, back, and down. So you might notice that your hands start to move as your shoulders move. Your hands might naturally move forward and back along your thighs. It really all depends on how much rotation you have here in your shoulders. So just try to exaggerate the movement as much as you comfortably can to really feel that flow in the shoulders. Next time you roll the shoulders back and down, see if they can stay there, resting a little bit away from the ears, a little bit away from the front of the room. And feel and find your head balanced above your shoulders. Just feel its lift. Feel like the head is like a helium balloon just floating up above your shoulders. Can you imagine that? The neck is long and relaxed. The head is light and lifted. Shoulders are relaxed. Okay? So let's see if we can maintain that through the neck and the head as we now move the arms. So let's start with the arms down by your sides and resting down the weight of the arms from the shoulders. Now as you breathe in, let's reach both arms out to the sides, out wide, and then slowly let the arms lift as high as it feels comfortable in your shoulders. It's okay if they don't want to come right up. Breathing out as you reach out, slowly lower the arms down. So you can move at your own pace, but keep it really slow as you comfortably can. So you're able to feel what's happening in your shoulders and even in your spine and your neck. So as your arms lift, do you tense up through the neck? Can you feel that space remain fairly relaxed as the arms move? Where are the arms moving from? Feel the movement through the shoulders, feel the shoulder blades, how they move. Let's become a little more curious with this simple movement in the arms. Let's go for another. Good. Now next time, let's lift the arms up, just again as high as it's comfortable for you. Then what we're going to do is bend the elbows, let the palms face forward, and pull the elbows back and down and close to your sides. Then let's reach up, again, just as high as you like. Exhale, pull the elbows in and down. Breathing in as you stretch through the sides, through the arms. Exhale, pull the elbows, reach back as you pull them down. So breathing in, find that length. Exhale, pull the elbows both back and down. 2 more. Feel the breath in and feel the breath out. Inhale, stretch, find lift. Exhale, pull the elbows back and down. You got it. And then let's just rest the arms down. And wiggle it out a little there through the shoulders. Okay. All right. So let's go for a little movement through the sides of the body. So we'll start with one side at a time, okay? So we'll do sort of a similar movement that we just did, but with one arm at a time. So let's start with the right arm. I'm being your mirror today, so you can follow me as your mirror. So you can let the left hand just rest on your thigh or on your chair, armrest. And as you breathe in, let's go ahead and send this right arm up and then lean over to the left. Then you can kind of pull down. I like to make a fist for this movement. Just pull down and pull down through a bit of tension as you come back up with the spine. So inhale, reach up and arc over. As you exhale, pull the elbow back and down beside you. So see if you can keep the chest facing forward. You know, the head and the belly, the whole torso facing straight ahead. And as your arm reaches up and over, see if you can keep your arm in the same plane as your torso. Trying your best not to let that arm come forward of you. So only lift it as high as you can without bringing the arm forward and twisting the upper body, okay? Let's go for one more with movement, stretching up a little arc to the side, doesn't matter how far you go, and then back down. And this time, let's hold this stretch. So we can be here in the stretch for a couple breaths. And see if you can rest more weight into the right hip, into the hip you're stretching away from. Rest down into it. And you might just notice a little more sense of stretch into that right side now. Feel the breath here. Try to feel the head. Let it be in line with the rest of your spine rather than hanging forward of it for one last breath. Good. Come on, back up. Resting the arm down. All right. So just take a moment in the center. Notice how each side feels. Maybe the right side feels a little more spacious, a little longer, a little just looser. All right, so let's get even on the left side. So we'll keep the right hand resting, left arm is going to reach up as high as it's comfortable in this side. You can lean the spine over to the right, and then pull back down with the elbow as you come to sit tall again. Inhale, stretch up and over. Pulling back down as you lift to center. Breathing in, find the stretch up as you arc to the right. Exhale, pulling the elbow in and down. Finding each breath here. Going at a pace that works for you. You can always speed it up a little bit if you like. You can slow it down if you want to as well. Once you've found the movement, you can make it your own. Let's go for a couple more. Noticing how it feels on this side. Does this side stretch more easily, or is there a little bit of stuck sensation? Good. And then the next time we're going to hold it. So lift up, arc a little to the right. So we're stretching now the left side. So now, just notice, sometimes we tend to lift the hip up or lift off of that hip slightly. So see if you can rest into the hip you're stretching away from. And as you rest more weight down into that left hip and stretch through the side, you can notice the breath moving into that space you've found. Good, come on back to center, releasing that. Whew. And again, just notice how each side feels. I like to do little wiggles. Feel free to go for whatever your body's asking for here before we move on. And then let's go ahead and stretch out the right leg. So as the right leg is straight out in front, keeping the left knee bent, we can rest into that back of the right heel. And you might even just notice as you spread your toes back towards you, a bit of a stretch in the back of that leg, maybe in the calf or even up in the back of the thigh. And then let's just bring the hands, right hand on top of the left hand, and have your hands up in front of your chest, elbows pointing out and about chest level. So see if you can keep your hands in line with your chest as you twist your body, turning your torso to the right and back to center. So as you feel this movement, notice that you're not doing this. So notice if you're doing this, if you're just moving your arms, if your hands are coming off center of your chest. See if you can move not from the shoulders, but from the spine. Even if it's a small movement, try to rotate your belly, your chest, and a little through the head to the right and back to center. So the arms are not actually moving. The spine is moving. And the arms are just going along for the ride. Good. Let's go for two more. To the right, back to center. Next time you turn to the right, doesn't matter how much you've twisted, just feel where you've twisted to without bringing your hands off center for now. And then just rest your left hand on that left leg. We can reach out with the right arm and maybe turn the head and look towards your right hand. So you can even stretch the eyes a little bit here and look beyond your fingertips. Spread the fingers, spread the palm, really wake up this whole right arm. And then just be here for a couple breaths in your twist. And then come back to center. Now we can rest the hands on the thighs. Keep that right leg straight, because what we're going to do is try to lift up. Feel as though your belly lifts up over your pants, over your pubic bone, okay? Lift the belly up and then try to move your torso forward with that sense of lift up and over through keeping the belly long, keeping the chest wide, and keep resting the weight into this back right heel. Spread the toes towards you. And going for a comfortable stretch. You'll be able to feel this in the back of your right leg. You might even feel it in the back itself. So be there for another breath or two. Okay, and then come on back upright. Rest that right foot to the floor. Maybe do a little bit of this movement of the knees in and out just to loosen up into those hips a bit. Okay. And then keeping the right knee bent, let's straighten out the left leg. And you're still, towards the front of your chair here. So you can sit up tall and find your spine up above your hips, head above your shoulders. And then let's take the left hand above the right hand here in front of your chest. So your spine stays in this nice long central axis while we turn the spine. Turn it to the left this time and back to center. Notice if you want to lead the twist with your head and see if you can feel the twist happening more from the waist, just above the navel, through your lower ribs. And as the ribs turn, your chest turns, your head can follow the twist. And again, trying not to move the arms to the left. So this is me moving from my shoulders. And instead, keeping the shoulders still and moving from your spine. Noticing how much rotation you have in your spine without pulling yourself around by your arms. Good. All right, and then next time you find yourself in that little bit of a twist, stay in the twist, take the right hand to the leg, left arm stretches out, just at shoulder height or so, maybe a little lower if that feels better. Spread the palms, spread the fingers as you turn your head comfortably and stretch your eyes beyond your left hand. You're here in the twist, feeling each breath. Good, and then let's inhale and come back to center, resting the hands on the thighs. Resting your weight into that left leg, still left heel. You can keep a little bend in the knee, and then go ahead and lift up, coming forward, letting your belly lead the way. Your head and your chest just follow. To a comfortable stretch here in the back of this left leg, maybe a little bit of a stretch into the back. You can spread the toes back towards you, noticing how that increases the stretch, maybe for you in the calf muscle and in the back of your thigh, perhaps. All right, and then come on back upright and rest. All right, let's go ahead and again, move the knees a little in and out, loosening into the hips. And then we're going to take the feet out maybe a little wider apart, maybe as much as shoulder distance or even a smidge wider. And make sure you're nice and comfortable on your seat with your heels still pretty much under the knees. You want to have your toes and your knees pointing in the same direction. And just get a sense of the support of your legs here. Push down through your feet. So what's going to move for this next movement is just the upper body, while we keep the support into the legs. We're just going to try not to let the knees go side to side at all. You might even lift your toes, come back to the heels, roll forward to your toes, lift the heels. And then once you've done that a couple of times, you can try to roll in and roll out on the edges of your feet, rolling in, rolling out. And then trying to find balanced weight between the toes and the heels, between the inner edges and the outer edges. And as you keep that support in the feet, the knees are going to stay right above the heels. So we can imagine we've got a big pot between our knees. We can interlace our fingers together in front of us and start to stir that pot. So depending on how much movement you want to find today, you can just move the arms to stir your pot. Or you can move the upper body a little bit more. So you can get the upper body involved. Just stir. And just notice that you're not letting yourself round forward. So rather than going down and getting your back rounded and your shoulders stretched forward like this, see if you're able to keep your chest lifted, facing straight ahead, and your arms are going straight out in front of you. So rather than down, straight out, circling in this one direction a couple more times. Feeling the weight shift around the sitting bones, but feeling the weight stay strong into both feet. Let's go for one more in this direction. And we can pause and go in the other direction. And again, just feel free to move a little bit with the arms, a little bit with the upper body. If this is feeling better for you today in your back or your hips or wherever. Or you can move a little more through the upper body. So just notice what it is you're moving. Noticing the breath as you feel these movements. Trying your best, again, to keep your chest nice and wide, facing straight ahead. As we move a little more here, we're moving more from the hips, a little bit through the waist, little twists and turns. Good. And as well, of course, shoulders and elbows and arms. Good. Let's go for one more. And then come back to center. You can rest your hands. Notice how you feel. Sometimes that brings a bit of dizziness or lightheadedness. So just take a moment to pause in the center. You can even rest one hand on your belly and another on your chest. And sense the breath's movements here into your hands, giving your breath a chance to slow down. All right, so let's rest the hands again. Open the eyes. We're going to go for a bit of a kind of reach and pull into a twist, and then eventually into a bit of a side bend as well. So we're combining a few different movements here, keeping the feet gently wide where you're feeling supported through the feet, down through the heels, under the knees. Let's start out with the right hand. We're going to reach across beyond the opposite knee with this right hand, like you're wanting to reach something over on like a table over here, okay? So turn towards it, reach across, grab what it is you're looking for. You found it. Let's pull it back, twisting to the right as you pull. So reach again, get it again, pull back, turn, Feel the inhale, you get a bit of a stretch here into that right side of the back. Exhale back into the twist. Breathing into the stretch. Exhale tall through the spine as you turn it. And again, find the inhale and feel the exhale. One more time, we're going to hold the twist. So staying tall and upright as you're here in this twist. Let's reach out the right arm. So we're still turned towards your right leg, reaching through the right arm. And then if you want, if this is comfortable in your back, you can try to lean over into your left forearm on that left thigh. And then if you want to stretch this arm up a little higher, go to where it's feeling comfortable for you. And again, see if you can bring the arm as much back as it's going over as well. So trying not to let the arm fall forward of your body as much as you can. Feel like you're leaning back a little bit towards the back left of your chair, into your left buttock, just a tiny bit more for one more breath. And then come on back upright, taking your time to sit tall in the center again. And once more, just take a moment to pause. Notice how each side feels. Maybe do a little wiggle, as I love to do. Okay, and then come on back to center. We'll try it out on the other side. Okay, so each side's a little different. Maybe your shoulder feels different. Maybe just this side of the back will feel different. So just honor those differences. Get a sense of them as you move. Let's take the left hand. Now we're trying to reach for something beyond the right knee. Reach for it. Grab hold of it. Pull it back as you twist and turn to the left. So breathing into the stretch. Exhale, coming back upright into the twist. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhale, noticing how it feels as you reach, stretching into the back and then pulling into the twist. Feel the support of your feet, of your legs, as you move your upper body here. Let's go for just one last one, stretching into the reach. Exhale, pull back into the twist. So you're upright again, your shoulders are above your hips, you're turning your belly, chest, head to the left. Stretch through that left arm again, keeping this gentle twist to the left. You can lean into your right forearm on that thigh. So you found a bit of a side stretch. You can continue that side stretch by lifting the arm a little higher. The higher the arm lifts, maybe the more of a stretch you'll notice in that left side. So keep it comfortable. If the arm is better out here, stay there. Be where you can be with the breath, with comfort, with stretch. All right, come on back slowly, taking your time to come back to center again. All right. Whew. Notice how you feel again in the shoulders. Let's walk the feet forward. And with the feet forward, let's just rock up onto the toes, back to the heels. Get a little movement here in the ankles. You can also find movement in the toes by curling your toes towards the floor each time they lift away from the ground, okay? So maybe finding that a few times. As well, getting into the toe joints. Okay. So let's go ahead and coordinate the movements of our lower body, our legs, and our arms. So trying to keep the spine fairly still here and tall. As we bring both arms out wide, let's turn the palms to face up. Feeling your shoulders just relax and rest as the arms reach out to the sides. So we're going to keep the arms up like this, and then try to lift the right knee. And as you do that, bend both elbows, hands coming towards your shoulders. Lower that foot, arms wide again. Lift the left knee, bending the elbows, hands to shoulders. Lower the foot, arms wide. So you can coordinate this movement with your breath. I like to exhale when I lift the knee and bend the elbows. Inhale with the arms wide. Do what feels most comfortable for you. Just getting a sense of your breathing along with your movements here. And again, we're trying to keep the torso still. So you're finding a little more strength and support that way around the core. Into the belly, around to the lower back. Let's go for one more on the left side. And then we'll just take a moment to pause. Wiggle it out in the shoulders. Sometimes it's nice to just bring one shoulder, then the other shoulder up, getting a little wiggle into the spine because we're using those muscles in the back to support us. So just wiggle out any tension there. Then we're going to add on to that movement. So starting exactly the same way, open up the palms out wide to the sides. Then as you raise your right knee, bend the elbows. Then let's reach up as we push forward through that foot. Then bend the elbows again, hands to shoulders. Rest your foot, arms wide. Left knee lifts, elbows bend. Push through the heel, reach up. Inhale, exhale. Okay, so finding the movements with each breath. You got it. There's some coordination here. Exhale, lift the left knee. Inhale, push through the heel, reach up. Exhale, bend. And inhale, rest. Exhale again. Let's go for one more on each side. Inhale, reach through the heel, reach up through the arms. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, foot to the floor. Exhale, lift the knee, bend the elbows. In, out, in, and let it go. All right, notice how you feel. That may have quickened the heart rate a little bit or brought some tension into the shoulders. So just take a few moments, maybe rolling out the shoulders, slowing down the breath. Okay. So let's stretch now the right leg straight. And as the right leg is straight, the heel is down, toes are up. Let's start out, again, we're going to move the lower body and the upper body. You're welcome to just do lower body or just do upper body movements, okay? So let's start with both arms pushing out in front of us. So as we do this, you can push through the heels of your hands and try to spread your fingers back towards you. And then let's pull back, squeeze a little of the shoulder blades in as you try to lift that right leg. So each inhale you can push and lower the foot. Each exhale you can lift the leg, keeping it straight as you pull back with the elbows. Going at your own pace here. Don't worry about how high you lift your leg. You're looking for some comfortable movement to try to wake up some of those muscles in the thigh, the quadriceps, and the hip flexor as we lift the leg. You got it. Let's go for two more. Last one. Let's lift and try to hold that leg up. We're going to bring both arms out in front. So we can, just a few times, open the arms and try to swing the leg just a little out to the right, back to center. Breathing in as we open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. You got it. Exhale, close. I know the leg gets heavy. Last one. Bring it back to center and let it go. Whew. And I'd like to just give my thigh and hip a little bit of a massage after that. So go for it. You can use the heel of your hand. You can massage a little with your fingertips. Just, yeah, give yourself a little thank you massage for working hard there. So let's try it out on the other side. Left leg stretched out in front. So we're going to try to keep the leg straight. So we lift and lower it from the hip. And while we're doing that, let's keep the torso tall. And this time, start with your arms above your head if you can. If not, just be where we just did with the arms forward and back. If you can, lift the arms up. What we're going to do is pull down, trying to pull the hands sort of behind or at least beside the head. Elbows hug in as we lift the leg. So lower the leg and reach up, breathing in, letting the exhale pull the arms down, leg up, breathing in and breathing out. Finding this coordination in the lower body and the upper body. Moving to the rhythm of your own breath and moving the arms just as much as they want. Staying comfortable in the neck and the shoulders. Let's go for one more after this so that we can lift and hold that leg up. It doesn't matter how high it's off the floor, just a little bit's great. Arms forward, so we're able to open the arms, bring the leg out a little to the left, back to center. Breathing in, breathing out. Leg gets heavy quick. Woo, let's go for one more. Really nice. And then let it go. Massage it out through that left thigh. Back into the hip as you catch the breath. All right. And then again, let's just move a little bit. What I'm doing is kind of rolling in and out on my ankles as well, finding a little movement through the feet, the ankles, as well as, of course, the hips as the knees go in and out. Okay. And then let's stretch out both legs. So you might want to just make sure you're nice and stable on the front of your chair. So you can bring your heels to the floor in front of you, toes and knees, let them point up towards the ceiling. So let's first start out with the arms open. Turn the palms to face the wall behind you, and then try to reach the arms back towards the back of your chair. You can even hold on to it if it's available to you, or you can just reach back with your arms. And as you reach back with your arms, try to gently push your chest forward. Yeah. Try to feel and find comfort in the neck still. All right, so with the chest staying wide and lifted, feel as though you're lifting your belly up over your pubic bone, pushing back through the hips. Hips almost are reaching towards the back of your chair, okay? As your chest and head lengthen forward and move forward, okay? So be here for one more breath, reaching back with your arms, feeling your chest and your neck stay long, chest wide for another full breath. And then just let your hands rest wherever they land. It doesn't matter if they're below or above the knees. You don't have to reach for your feet. You just allow your hands to rest on your legs. And then you can find a very gentle curve now to come into your back. So a nice gentle stretch for the back, because we haven't done a whole lot or any of this movement really. So you might feel some of the work that we did in the back, just keeping it tall and supported. Now you can enjoy some stretch into the muscles of the back here. And you might also, of course, feel the stretch in the backs of your legs because we have them fairly straight. But if you feel it too intensely, bend the knees a little more. Okay, knees can stay a bit bent. I like to keep mine a little bent so it's more comfortable behind my knees. Go for another full breath here. And then take your time to slide the hands back up, sitting back into your seat. You can sit back towards the back of your chair more so your thighs are supported. You can lean into the back of the chair if you want for extra support in the body. And then let's just find a bit of movement in the hands and feet. So let's lift the toes, fingers towards the ceiling. Okay? Let's point the toes and fingers down. You can even try to curl your fingers around as you do that and then point them back up. Down, so you get some movement here in the ankles and in the wrists. So trick is to keep your elbows in close to your sides. Try not to move the elbows. So you're moving at your wrists and your fingers instead, and your ankles and your toes. Okay, so now let's keep gentle fists with the hands, and we can try to coordinate some circles in all four of these joints. Circling the wrists, circling the ankles, and again, trying to keep the elbows pretty still. So rather than letting your forearms go in circles like this, moving more at the elbows, try to feel the movement more through the wrists and forearms. Go in the other direction too. Maybe slow it down a little bit. Really try to exaggerate and feel the full range of motion you have in these joints. Nice. And then rest and relax your feet to the floor. Maybe do a little bit of a shake of the fingers and the hands. Just nice and loose, maybe a few flashing lights. And then bring the backs of your hands to rest on your thighs again. And feel and find your spine's length sitting gently tall, but relaxed. Relaxed through the shoulders, relaxed through the belly. And just start to feel your body as you sit here. Notice the movements of your breath within your body. As you close your eyes, you can invite your whole face to relax, softening the eyelids, relaxing the hinge of your jaw. Can you get a sense again of the head like a helium balloon? Feel the head light, floating upwards through the back of your neck, which is long, spacious into the base of your skull. Feeling the crown of your head lifting to the space above you. And all the while, keep feeling the weight of your hips and your thighs resting down into the support of your chair. Can your thighs and your hips relax any further into that support? Feeling the release of your feet, your legs, resting down. Become aware of the breath and just allow it to flow freely, paying attention to the inhale, flowing in, and following the exhale, flowing out. And now, little by little, start to deepen your breath. Deepening the breath helps to re-energize yourself. Once you feel ready, you can let the eyes open. And slowly bring the hands together in front of the heart. And just take a moment to acknowledge your practice today. Thanks so much for joining me, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Namaste.